Hey guys, it's Martin Cliffe here. Okay, so last night I posted a video. I gave it the generic title of General Update 25th April. So that probably inspired lots of people to watch it. Or maybe not. I think it was important for me to put it out there because it reflects where my headspace is. But now it's important for me to respond because it came across quite a bit more negative than it set out to be. It also rambled, which is why I'm reading this from something I prepared earlier in true Blue Peter fashion. So it's more of a prepared statement than a vlog, but that's okay. Firstly, after posting the video, I logged into my CD Baby account and I uploaded the files for the Thinking Tree. It's done. So as soon as I get any update, I'll share it and let people know when it's available. I can't wait for you to hear it. I honestly think it's that good. I really hope it'll appeal to a whole new audience who didn't get my previous music. Now, my singing voice was a barrier for people in the Voyager Project potential audience. Now that I'm aware of that, other barriers included production quality, the length of the songs, and the genre. Hopefully all those don't apply to the Thinking Tree. And also maybe, and this I'm not sure about, but maybe my heart and soul wasn't fully in it, which is why I released them under a band name, or a couple of band names if you include Misaligned as well. With the Thinking Tree, I'm not doing that. This is me sharing my emotion and my passion from my soul via my most expressive medium, which is my guitar playing. I'm pretty sure that that is kind of the best thing I can offer in that kind of way. Now you might say that instrumental pop rock has been done. It's had its day. The Shadows, Link Ray and others were doing it 2 generations or more ago. And then the Guitar Heroes in the 80s, when I was small, brought it back in all its flamboyant spandex clad glory. But that's okay. Sometimes being a pioneer makes it difficult to get into a market. After all, Google were not the first search engine. Facebook was not the first social network. And I think today there's more than ever room for all kinds of music because we're not tied into the record company and physical distribution chains that we were even 10 years ago. So hopefully there's even room for mine. It's interesting how people respond to what they hear. The 4 songs on the Thinking Tree are quite different from each other. I mean, there's a certain homogeneity between them. But I honestly expected Road Back Home to be the one that grabbed listeners. Which it may be when the EP hits a wider audience. That's why I put it as track number 1. But the songs that Eva and my parents, who are the only people who've actually heard the full thing so far, and then only rough mixes, the ones they gravitated to were Can You Hear Me and Reflections. It's interesting. So after posting yesterday's video, I thought about the types of people in my social circle and my social media circles, and I completely understand why it's not maybe as easy for me to generate a huge buzz about my art. I am, as you probably have gleaned, generally a quiet, understated and thoughtful person, and as a result, people that I'm closest to are generally quiet, understated and thoughtful. So they're not going to go crazy on social media about a new EP release from me, or from anyone. I don't have wild and crazy, flamboyant people in my life, and I'm not sure I necessarily want them, although for something like this it's incredibly useful to have. I've drifted off piste. But as I say, that's absolutely fine, and I wouldn't trade my friends for anything. They're awesome, but it's a barrier, and it's one of many barriers that makes it difficult to get my music out there, wherever there is. Obviously my location, the difficulty in the difficulty in performing live or all that. Yeah, these are barriers that I'm up against and I'm trying to break through. So many of my peers in kind of the independent guitar world, particularly on YouTube, have kind of small entourages surrounding them, you know, doing things for them and with them, which takes off the pressure of going it alone. And I don't really. That's just kind of the way things work. On top of all that, there is my ongoing battle with depression, which I've talked about before. I have good days and bad days, like most people, but it is an illness, and it affects both my creativity and my productivity. This winter has been hard. I lost my best friend. The weather has been awful, and life circumstances are a whole load of not terribly thrilled about. I'm not terribly thrilled about living in Hong Kong. I'm not terribly thrilled about my job. I'm not terribly thrilled about this apartment and its location. On their own, none of these are game changers, but together they make staying positive difficult. On a bad day, they can really weigh you down. Just trying to, be honest, put things into perspective here. But there are good things about life. Eva is very happy here, and that's what's most important. We're feeling properly settled into our church now and making lots of good friends, and we work with good people. It's a good group of people to work with. So, please, don't worry about me. But, please do support and promote my music, my art. I'd also say, if you battle with depression, as I do, speak to somebody. You'll know people who are going through it. It's not something everybody understands, but you will know people. Speak to me. Drop me an email, leave me a comment, whatever, send me a direct message on one of the social media platforms. I'm always willing to listen. Can't promise I can give you the advice that will snap you out of it, because snapping out of it doesn't really happen. It's more learning to cope. So yeah, thank you for watching, particularly if you sat through yesterday's 10-minute diatribe as well. Please like, please subscribe, share. Have a great week. I'll speak to you soon.